I'm sick of influencers claiming you can reset your life by getting a facial and meal prepping. If you're a busy, ambitious girl but winter has left you unmotivated and your life is a mess, hello, same. My flat is chaos, my unread count is criminal, and I refuse to drag all of this into 2026.
The biggest disaster that could have possibly occurred.
So I'm giving myself 5 days to actually reset my life using 10 science-backed brain hacks, because the advice from aesthetic reset vlogs just is not going to cut it. Make sure you stay until the end, where I receive some bad news which teaches me the most important lesson of them all. Step 1, I need to explain the chaos we are starting the week with.
I am so excited to be vlogging. It has been way too long, and I was away in Paris this weekend and I thought, do you know what, I haven't picked up my camera, my life is a mess. What better week to vlog than this one, because I have a really exciting meeting later on today, which maybe I shall explain, maybe I will have to be a little bit secretive about, and then I'm going on a really exciting getaway tomorrow. I also think I should be getting my first marks back from my masters, so my first assignments that I've put in. But the main reason I wanted to do this vlog is because my life is a mess, the flat is a mess, I'm in dire need of an end of year reset so that I can go into 2026 fresh. To give you a little bit of an insight into when I say my life is a mess, the flat is a mess, I'm not exaggerating. Come have a look. So this is our living room currently. We just got back from Paris, so I need to unpack. I just got a new monitor, so I need to like get rid of all of this and actually get my monitor working. And then I lost my phone, and I don't have any contact lenses, so I can't see anything. So I just had to take Dylan out of his working day to come and help me find my phone and like deassemble all the sofa, everything, only to discover that my phone was actually in my bag the whole time. So I'm just making him a coffee to say thank you for that. And then I'm gonna crack on with my day. And I just thought it'd be really nice as well for you guys to see what my life is looking like now that I'm not working in an NHS hospital, what sort of things I've been getting up to, because it's been very different. And I honestly, a lot of the time I do really miss being in a hospital. I miss the structure of the job. I miss the feeling of purpose. And it has just been 3 months of like trying to carve out a similar sense of purpose in what I'm doing with my masters, what I want to do with women's health, but I don't think I'm there yet. I still feel like I've got so much to learn and I'm not contributing in the way that I would like to. But hopefully that will change in 2026. A coffee. Cheers. Cheers. So first thing that I really need to sort out is there are 2 girls that work for me on the podcast, because do you know what? I am not an advocate for burnout. I am an advocate for looking after your mental well-being. And when I was working full-time as a doctor and trying to keep up everything social media-wise, I was getting burnt out. It was not healthy. These 2 girls are wonderful at making sure that we get the podcast up every week, making sure that I can make a difference in women's health in the way that I want to and utilise this platform to the best of its ability. And we're having our team getaway tomorrow. Have I booked it? No. Do I need to book that right now? Yes.
Before I get into reset 1, I do owe you guys an apology after being humbled by some research that proved me wrong.
Hi, my name's Faye. I'm sorry for the very last minute request, but I was wondering if you had a meeting room that would be available to book out for tomorrow during the daytime.
I used to start my day with the easiest task for momentum, but this 2020 study shows that putting off tasks can actually reduce self-worth. So reset 1 is eat the frog, where the frog is the task that you've been avoiding. Now, if you want some New Year motivation that actually lasts past January the 7th, reset 2 is going to be your best friend.
Perfect, thank you so much. Thanks, bye. So the next thing that I have to do that is very important is plan out the strategy day. So I have a very particular way I like to plan out my beginning of the year goal setting. I'm going to do a full podcast episode on it because it is a method that I have devised over probably like the last 5 years and refined and refined and refined. So what I want to do is take like my system for goal setting and adapt it to the podcast and our mission for women's health. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time working on that so that we can really like make the most of the day and finish off 2025 ready to get the ball rolling 2026.
Raise your hand if you've ever heard of BHAG goals. If not, then you're in luck because this will be your answer to finding motivation in 2026. BHAG stands for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goals. Basically, your most ambitious version of your life with no one telling you to be realistic. Studies have shown that there is a gender goal gap where women set smaller goals than men, even when their ability is the same. So BHAG goals are my little antidote for dreaming bigger. I will break down my full goal setting routine on the podcast soon, so feel free to subscribe if you do not want to miss. I want to apologise in advance because you're probably going to feel personally attacked after reset 3.
Right, I have finished planning our little strategy getaway and I'm so excited to show you what I've planned tomorrow. And I'm just going to get ready for this meeting that I've got this afternoon, which is super, super exciting. And no one likes a tease. No one likes a tease. So I'm just going to explain what the meeting is about. There's been a women's health issue that has been taking up a lot of my time recently, and that is because 1, I find the science behind it super, super interesting. Number 2, I think it's really not addressed as much as it should be. And lastly, it is an issue that affects me quite badly, and I've been noticing that it has been affecting me worse and worse over the last year. So I am talking about PMS and PMDD. If you don't know what they are, I've done a full podcast episode that I will put on screen now where I go into the science, the statistics, why it makes me really angry that it's not dealt with better, because women with PMDD are 7 times more likely to attempt to end their own life, and women who struggle with PMS are 4 times more likely to think about ending their life as well. The recent rise in luteal TikTok just kind of diminishes the awful symptoms that women go through and almost suggests it's just something that we should crack on with and deal with because it's just part of being a woman. Anyway, so I found it really, really difficult because I'm not someone who I would say struggles with my mental health in a traditional sense, or the sense that is most commonly spoken about. I'm a very positive person, almost insufferably so a lot of the time. I'm very grateful, I'm optimistic, you know. I wouldn't say I'm traditionally like an anxious person, as you can probably tell because I've decided to chat shit on the internet on a regular basis. Then the 2 weeks before my period comes along and I just feel like a completely different person. I feel very low in myself. I feel my self-esteem just drops. I notice a really big difference in my personal relationships. I feel really, really overwhelmed. Like opening up my WhatsApps and replying to people just fills me with dread. I'm not a good friend. I can be quite impulsive, say things I don't mean to people I really, really love. And it's just not how I want to live my life. Why I think I've been procrastinating dealing with it is because these 2 weeks end and I'm back to like my normal happy self, and I convince myself it's not an issue. Like whenever I'm in that 2 week period, I'm like, Faye, you need therapy. Like you need therapy, maybe even some medication. Like this is not normal and it isn't something you should be putting up with. Then those 2 weeks ends and I'm back to normal and I can't remember how bad it gets. And then it comes around again and my whole life stops and it's just really, really, really challenging. So my 2026 goal is to basically tackle that head on, like try every possible thing you can imagine, the supplements, the therapy, medication, like whatever it takes to just find an answer. At the same time, I also know that it's incredibly difficult. I don't know why I'm laughing, it's not bloody funny. I'm laughing because it's abysmal. I also know it's really difficult to get access to proper help when it comes to these issues and to be taken seriously, because especially when it happens, you know, every 2 weeks, worry that I'll turn up to the doctors when it's not going on and I'll look happy and smiley and like nothing is wrong and it won't be taken seriously, which the thing is as a doctor, I have to stick up for doctors, you know, like I know how tough it is for doctors who are working, especially GPs. God, like the way GPs work and the expectations on GPs to kind of manage everything in 10 minutes and they're fully booked for the whole day. I completely get it. But then I also have been in situations where I've seen doctors dismiss things, and that's exactly why, you know, I'm going into women's health. But there's really something quite like exquisitely painful about coming to someone with an issue that is so personal to you and impacts your life in such a huge way, to then just be told like it's not that big a deal. Like, and I get it. I have been a doctor in those situations where you're trying to manage a million and one things at one time. There are so many people who doctors encounter who are really unwell, and being able to be empathic towards everyone, even if they're not on death's door, can be really tricky, and I completely get that. But yeah, it's hard. It is hard to not be taken seriously in that way. But I am going to make an appointment with the GP. Sorry, I am waffling. I haven't even explained what this bloody meeting is. If you have guessed where I'm going with this, then I really hope you're as excited as I am, because I don't think anything has excited me this much in so long. So long. Sorry, I'm faffing with doing my makeup because I'm chatting to you, so I'm just going to finish my makeup and then I will explain the rest. I am ready for my meeting, looking a little bit more like a toe than I would have liked. So, who on earth am I going to be meeting, I hear you ask? Let's go downstairs because I think Dylan is in a meeting. So in summer, I met this woman called Georgia. Georgia was just a lovely, beautiful human being, full stop. But she also had a really incredible personal journey in business. So inspirational, self-made woman. We met, we did a talk together and we got on really well. Then a couple of months ago, she emailed me and basically said that she had this idea for a brand. It's something that's really close to her heart because she is impacted by PMDD. She reached out to me because she did not want to do it alone. She wanted to make sure that it had scientific rigor behind it. Like, she wanted to make something essentially for herself and for other girls with PMS and PMDD. Basically, we met up for coffee and it was so interesting because she started telling me this story about how when she was younger, when she was like 13, she just had an awful relationship with her mum because every time it was her period, she would really struggle emotionally, and that was often taken out on her mum. And then as she got older, her relationships with her partner really struggled. When she was telling me this story, it literally felt like she was reading me pages from my diary when I was 13. Like, I was awful. Like, I was awful to my mum, and I had no idea what was going on. I don't think she had any idea what was going on either, but I wish I'd known what I know now about the brain chemistry that happens in women who struggle with PMS and PMDD. We just spent like 3 hours basically just talking about how we need this product ourselves. And going into the meeting, I had very clear boundaries on I cannot put my name to something that is not scientifically backed, given it's something that I really struggle with. I want this product to be something that I really notice a difference in my symptoms with. My 2 red lines were I needed to have complete say on the scientific claims and the research side of things, but also I did not want to feel like I was under a time pressure. I wanted to feel comfortable that this was not a money grab. This was a passion project for both of us where we can just take our sweet time to create a product that is just perfect. And often that goes completely against the aims of many businesses and many business people. So when Georgia was like, no, completely agree, we are in no rush, we are going to take our time, we're going to do as many iterations as we need to. So I was like completely on board. I was so excited. And then that brings me on to the meeting today, where Georgia actually has the
Sorry, I am going to blur and mute these clips, but I promise you will be the first to know once everything is confirmed.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm meeting her in an hour. I'm never ready on time for anything, so this just shows how bloody excited I am. I'm going to try get in about an hour extra of work, and then I'm going to take you with me to go.
If you've ever wondered where did my day go, you don't have a motivation problem, you have a planning fallacy problem. Planning fallacy is when you swear something will take 20 minutes and then it steals your whole evening. And you're not alone, this is well researched. So Reset 3 is a reality calendar. For the next few days, add things to your calendar after you've done them. Not to be productive, but to be honest. I learned this from a neuroscientist on the podcast, and when I did this, I found time leaks I didn't even realise were happening, and that's why I had space to check a few tasks off before my very exciting meeting.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's here. It's here. It's here.
Sorry, I am going to blur and mute these clips, but I promise you will be the first to know once everything is confirmed. Reset 4 is for you if living in a city is making you more stressed than you realise, and it's coming up shortly.
Hi! As if today couldn't get more eventful, I think I just got my first essay grade back. For a little bit of context, I quit working as a doctor to go and do this women's health masters, and I'm paying for it out of my own money. I haven't taken out a loan. It's £18,000, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm not going to be satisfied unless I get a distinction, which means I need over 70 or 80% in everything. And I haven't written a proper essay in maybe 7 years. So I'm extremely nervous to see how this has gone. They're out the end of this week. I've completely been really dramatic. They're not even out. They're not even out. So after all that excitement, I do actually still have quite a fair bit of work left to crack on with before my little getaway tomorrow, which I'm so excited to show you. I better do that right now.
Shockingly, there was still another final surprise left in store.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I've been invited to do a TED Talk.
No way.
Yeah!
When?
Oh my god! 15-minute talk.
15. Okay, 15's alright.
Guys, this year has turned out to be quite the year. How exciting!
If any of you wonderful lot know of any good public speaking coaches, please let me know in the comments, because I fear I am absolutely not prepared for this.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm getting really distracted. Let me just crack on for like a couple of minutes, then I'll just come back and get you when I'm having my dinner. Guys, it is way too late to be eating my dinner. It is past 10 o'clock. Past 10 o'clock. We have a little bit of, is this Italian?
Yeah.
A little bit of Italian music. Some prawn, is it rigatoni?
Yep.
Gorgeous.
I promise I will get to Reset 4 after a brief pointless yap.
I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you tomorrow for a very exciting day. Good morning, guys. When I tell you I cannot see a single thing, I forgot to order a new pack of contact lenses. I normally buy like 3 months in one go, and then when I run out, it just completely comes out the blue and then I'm just blind until I get new ones. And then today I'm going away for a night. Very exciting plans. I cannot wait to show you. But my contact lenses, Royal Mail have said that they'll deliver them between 8:40 and 12. Okay, I need to leave at 9. It is currently 8:40. I need to leave in 20 minutes. I need to pack an overnight bag. And depending on whether they arrive or not, I will drive or I will get the train. Obviously, I cannot drive if I am blind. Oh! Honestly, going on the train would probably be a more sensible idea because I have so many things to do before Christmas. Dylan's downstairs, so I hope he can't hear me. But last night, he was like, do you want to do presents on Thursday before we go home? And I was like, I haven't got any of his presents. And I don't know what I'm going to get him either. Every Christmas we do categories for presents. So we do something to do, something to wear, something to drink, something to eat, something practical, something homemade. And I haven't got a clue what I'm going to get him for any of them. Anyway, let me do my makeup. So obviously, as you may be able to tell, that these few days are dedicated to sorting my life out work-wise. And then when I get back, there are quite a few personal crises that I need to also sort out. Another personal crisis is I, very excitingly, was asked to be my best friend's maid of honour. Before anyone in the comments starts saying,
don't you have to be married to be a maid of honour?
Do you know what? You don't always have to stick to tradition. So I am the maid of honour. And like, being completely honest, as soon as her fiance told me that he was going to propose, I already had a Notion page, and let's just say my Notion page is phenomenal. I'm going to be honest, it's phenomenal. However, it has not saved me from potentially the biggest maid of honour disaster that could have possibly occurred. We searched high up and low down for accommodation that would suit a big group. She gave 22 names and we found somewhere gorgeous that slept 18 people abroad. God, I really hope she doesn't watch this vlog. Sophie, if you watch this vlog, just please click off, like right now. I don't think she watches my vlog because it's fine. We were like, 22 people are not going to come. Someone's going to flake. And if it ends up being 19, I will take one for the team and sleep on the couch for the 3 nights. Like, I do not mind, because it was so hard to find a villa that was big enough and like something that she would have liked. Anyway, not only does everyone say that they can come, which honestly, credit to Sophie, that 22 people want to come to her abroad hen, but also extra people want to come. So I think we have 24 now. So now we have to find a different villa, which also means finding a different location. And it has been playing on my mind for the last week. Everyone sent me their deposits and I'm like, I need to find a completely different place. First place was gorgeous. So that is my current like personal dilemma that I'm facing. There is also a professional dilemma that, oh, that's a lot. I froze my eggs this year. What I wanted to do was create a bit of like a docu-esque series about freezing my eggs, kind of dispelling a lot of the myths. Gonna give you a harsh little truth right now that I feel will cause a stir, but honestly I don't care, and I'll explain why I don't care. If your birth year does not start with a 2 and you're a woman and you want kids, you should be thinking about your fertility, because too many women are leaving it too late. We are seeing a big decline in fertility, and that is multifactorial. Obviously, the state of the economy is just an absolute mess. You have to be able to afford to have a kid first. But also I think that women see like celebrities getting pregnant in like their 40s. Not always are these celebrities honest about maybe fertility treatments that they've had, and they see that as like, oh well, if they can get pregnant in their 40s, then I can get pregnant in my 40s. Not the case. I would hazard a guess most of those individuals receive fertility treatment. But even every time I talk about fertility on my Instagram, someone is always in the comments like, I got pregnant with my babies at 38 without any help. Don't listen to this woman. Guys, I could say I saw Gary Barlow when I was on a school trip to London when I was 15, 14. That means everyone can see Gary Barlow on a school trip to London when they were 15, 14. No! You have to look at the big numbers of population. And we know that fertility declines gradually with age and then significantly declines a lot quicker after the age of 35. So if your birth year does not start with a 2, then you will be 26, 27. So you should be thinking about your fertility. I'm sorry, that does not necessarily mean freezing your eggs. It just means having maybe these conversations and thinking about how important it is for you and rough sort of timelines. And also realising that if you haven't found the right person and that is stressing you out, I don't think that means that you should settle for the wrong person. There are also other ways to have a baby that don't necessarily always involve a man, or if you do want to wait for the right person, then freezing your eggs is an option, which is controversial, but you know. Anyway, I digress. The professional issue that I'm having is I wanted to document this entire process because for the exact reason that for any woman who is feeling stressed about her fertility, to give her the knowledge to empower her to make a decision that is right for her. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to like it, and that is just something I'm going to have to deal with. But I think that a lot of fertility marketing is extremely misleading, and I just wanted to cut through all the fat. However, in doing so, I was a little bit ambitious, thinking, yeah, it can't be that hard. Made YouTube videos for the best part of 5 years. How hard can a documentary be? You know? Wrong. It's been so hard. I do not possess the skills to do that. Every single time we get another edit, I'm like, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's boring and I hate it. And that is preventing me from just disseminating this knowledge to the people who need it. However, we know, unfortunately, like in this world where you can go on your phone and find really entertaining videos in 2 seconds, no one is going to watch this video if it is boring. Basically, the professional dilemma that I'm having, that if anyone can help, that would be phenomenal, is if you know someone who's a producer or you are a producer, you could possibly comment, get in touch, Instagram DM me, LinkedIn message me. I will leave it all in the description. I would be eternally grateful because you may never see this video because the perfectionist in me is like, no one is seeing it until it is perfect, and that is completely the wrong attitude to have. Is that my boyfriend bringing me my breakfast? You can work with that. I could grow a tree from these roots, Jesus Christ. A little bit of breakfast, and then I'm gonna go.
Have you heard of tree bathing? In 1982, the Japanese government introduced tree bathing as a therapy for stressed city dwellers.
No contact lenses and blind as a bat. I'm going.
You may be surprised to hear it isn't as hippy-dippy as it sounds. A 2023 review looking at 36 research papers and 3,000 participants found it could literally reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. I'll leave you guys to decide whether I look less stressed on my return.
Guys, we are here. Look at this. Oh my God. I cannot actually see anything with my eyes because I haven't got any contact lenses in, so I'm just gonna have to see through the camera. Ooh.
I think we can all agree that this farmhouse is the perfect accommodation for a big group. I will leave all the details of where we stayed in the description box down below. I feel like I have to specify I was a fully paying customer, as I know it can be quite hard to work out what's gifted and what's not. There, a little farmhouse. Ah, look at the sky, guys. Okay, that looks a bit better. I promise it's pretty. You're going to want to listen to Reset 5 if 2025 went by too quickly, because it's a neuroscience hack to literally slow time down. But first, I had a big problem I needed to fix. Right, guys. I'm gonna have to be really honest. I have messed up big time. I was supposed to plan our strategy day today and then plan something like fun for us to do tomorrow. And I just completely forgot to plan something fun. And then the girls just then were like, oh, I'm really excited to see what we do tomorrow that's fun. And I was like, oh, crap. So I'm literally going to have to try and Google something fun to do right now whilst the podcast episode is uploaded. And try and find something like remotely exciting to do. I literally just searched fun things to do near me. Slay. They have indoor skydiving. Girls, I would like to just quickly announce I have actually planned something fun for tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to tell you till the morning. I have planned something fun in the last 20 minutes that we will be doing tomorrow. Okay. And you can find out tomorrow what that is. Choice. Yeah, it was an impulsive choice. But I think it's going to be fun. I think maybe I'll tell you in the morning. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be work. It's supposed to be just fun. However, I think there could be some good content ideas in there. So I'll tell you in the morning.
I need the night to be like...
No, because then you won't be able to sleep. Oh. I don't want you to be ideating overnight. I want you to be sleeping overnight.
Is it skydiving?
Is it skydiving?
How did you know that? Not real skydiving, the indoor skydiving.
Wait, is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, did we joke it?
Yeah, literally guys said the most bullshit stuff ever.
No! Has anyone ever done indoor skydiving before?
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Checkout here is 10, and then we're booked for the indoor skydiving at 12. No rush, night girls, sleep well. Well, guys, I've had such a gorgeous day planning out all the fun stuff that we're going to do in 2026 and all the things that we wanted to get done in 2025 but we procrastinated that we're finally going to make happen. And I cannot bloody wait for you guys to see all that we have to do, because I think that there's going to be some big surprises. I would say some good surprises, but things I don't think you would expect. That I'm very excited about. Before I give too much away, I'm going to bid you farewell, and I will speak to you in the morning, ready for some indoor skydiving. Time to get up. Please ignore the unknown stain on my pyjama top and the state of my hair, but you may be surprised that I listen to the podcast as soon as it comes out every single week so that I can listen along with you. I am biased, but I think it makes the best soundtrack for getting ready in the morning. This is so gorgeous. Morning. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is just stunning. I think we can all agree that as you get older, time seems to speed up. But what if I told you that indoor skydiving could be the answer? Well, kind of.
Guys, we're planning to do a podcast announcement in the indoor skydiving. We're just drawing it now.
I'll explain after asking a bit of a cheeky request from our instructor.
You have a YouTube?
Yeah.
I guess.
We were going to ask a favour,
Okay.
potentially.
You
but
can ask as many favours as you like. The ones I agree to will determine what the question is.
Okay. Would it be possible for us to hold up a piece of paper at a certain point?
Don't have to know. I don't know, I'll have to ask.
Okay.
I'll get you kitted up and then I'll run down the stairs and I'll ask to see if we can do it.
Thank you.
While I check myself into the air tunnel, let me explain Reset 5, my time expansion protocol. Research shows that repetition makes time feel sped up. Same commute, same days, same routines, blink and your year is gone. So no, I'm not saying you need to do indoor skydiving, but I am saying novelty is a cheat code for making life feel longer.
Couple of extras.
There we go. Level 1 flyer.
If you felt lazier and like you're eating more unhealthy food over the festive season, Reset 6 will be a lifesaver.
Right guys, I'm home and I'm going to be honest, I am cream crackered. I'm so tired and I'm so hungry. I know I probably sound like I'm moaning a little bit by saying that I'm tired, because what do you mean? What do you mean, Faye, you're tired? You have gone away for the night and stayed in a wonderful little farm. How can you be complaining that you're tired? We did a lot of planning and thinking about where we would want to see the podcast going next year, whether maybe this year is the year that I get back to consistent vlogging, which I would really love, but like just over the last few years there hasn't been the time or the capacity. But I think this year I'm hopeful that we can make it work, but I'm hesitant because I do worry it is the content that takes the most amount of time and isn't always sustainable when maybe I've got like a couple of essays due. But we're gonna try, and I would very much like that because I've missed having a good old yap. And I think maybe after I've made myself some food, I might just try and explain like why, on a deeper, more personal level, why I kind of stopped vlogging. The time is a big part, but I also think there's some personal reasons I haven't really spoken about, which I also dissected over the last 24 hours and it felt really therapeutic. Anyway, because I'm so hungry, I'm gonna make my favourite healthy meal snack that I do when I cannot be bothered to cook anything, but also know that I can't just live off Deliveroos and processed foods. I just need to make sure I've got the most important ingredient, which I'm a little bit nervous I do not have.
My Reset 6 is my 12-minute no decision dinner because decision fatigue is real, and if I don't have an easy option, I will accidentally live on ultra-processed foods.
We don't have it. I'm gonna have to go out and get it. Guys, we are back, and that was an even more fruitful trip to the corner shop than I ever could have possibly imagined. So the secret ingredient to my favourite quick meal, busy ambitious girlies, I know you're listening, you do not need to get another Deliveroo. This will take you quicker than the delivery will take to come, and it is relatively nutritious. So key ingredient, any form of beans. When I went to the corner shop, I was amazed. There was a huge variety of beans, and what I would say makes this a little bit exciting is if you use it as an opportunity to try a new variety of beans. So we don't normally have pinto beans in our cupboard. I'd normally do this with kidney beans, black beans, some chickpeas, whatever. So I thought I'd do pinto beans. Then there was a wonderful surprise that I got from the corner shop that I was not anticipating, and my boyfriend is probably going to be a little bit annoyed at me for buying this because we are going to North Wales tomorrow, and that is a jar the size of my head of artichoke hearts. I love artichoke. I love artichoke. Let me put this all together, tell you about my quick recipe, sort you out. You are going to thank me later, I promise. In exchange for this quick, easy recipe, I just have one simple request from you, and that is you are not allowed to judge the state of the kitchen right now because it could do with a good old clean, but this is the agreement we have to come to, that I give you the recipe, you don't judge. Step number 1, pan on, easy enough. Step number 2, wait for the pan to get a little bit hot. I don't know why I'm giving you steps, it's literally the simplest recipe in the entire world. Step number 3, whilst we're waiting for the pan to get hot, I'm just gonna half these pizzas and lightly toast them in the toaster. Okay, I always toast one pizza and then end up eating like 3, so there's no judgment here if you want to go for 3-4 pizzas. Busy, ambitious girlies need their fuel. Pan is hot. I'm gonna go in with olive oil. I would say we're not our mother's generation. Go a little bit heavy on the olive oil, you know? I normally make this when I've maybe had a busy day and like I haven't had time to eat lunch, and do you know what? Like my body just needs those good polyphenols from the olive oil and those extra calories to like keep me going, keep me fueled. Give it a good drizzle. I feel like that's where most of the flavour comes from. Then, beans. Drain your beans. I've forgotten what step we're on. Step 4, step 5. Step 4, beans in pan. This is where it gets a little bit fun. You are just gonna go a little bit crazy with the seasoning. Starting off classic salt and pepper, paprika, a little bit mild chili powder, some onion and garlic granules. Literally whatever you fancy. We don't need to overcomplicate it. That is the beauty. If that is one thing about me, none of the food that I make is aesthetic. So if you're expecting me to come up with this quick, easy, simple, aesthetic meal, you are going to be disappointed. That is not what this is about. It looks like a pile of mush, but I promise it is going to hit the spot and be exactly what you need after a long day and maybe like you're craving some fast food. We're just gonna let that cook for like a tiny bit longer, and then I'm gonna bring you over to our pitters. So our pitters are like, I might just put them in for a couple more minutes and not burn them, hopefully, just so they can not get soggy and get holes in, so they can hold the beans. Also, the artichokes. The artichokes are not essential, but I would advise just some vegetables for extra health. But I've also done it before with 1 chopped up pepper, and you can put that chopped up pepper in the pan as well. I just, wow. Cut them up. That's a bit harder. Just stick a fork in there, give us some width. Our artichokes in. Let's get our beans in. Okay. No, it's cracked. And that is literally it. Time on my camera that I've been recording is 12 minutes. So that is ugly as hell, but a quick, pretty nutritious meal in 12 minutes. I'm just gonna tuck into this, and then I think maybe we should have a little bit of a catch up on a lot of things that maybe I have not spoken about.
I need you to listen to Reset 7 if you are sick of imposter syndrome and want to leave it in 2025.
So good. So good. I lied. I have gone in for round 2. It's just so good. Let's have a chit chat. Dylan is going out for drinks with his friends, so I'm gonna be home alone until 10, which means I'm gonna be working at my laptop and not feeling guilty for not being present with Dylan, which is actually quite nice. But let's talk about something a little bit personal. Whilst I was away last night, myself and the 2 girls who work for me were basically talking about how I don't really share much of my personality online. It hasn't always been that way. If you're new around here, then I started vlogging my experience at medical school 5 years ago, which is wild to me. Crazy that it's been that long. And when I first started vlogging, you saw every single part of my life. I was actually quite content with showing my whole self on social media. I felt like I had the self-esteem and acceptance of myself and who I was, that I didn't like feel, I don't know, ashamed. And then if you haven't watched my podcast episode talking through what happened when I was at medical school, I will put it on screen now. But basically, long story short, I had a really, really, really tricky time. That meant I really started to care more about what people thought of me. Specifically, I started to worry that people would never take me seriously and like I would always just be seen as this silly little girl. I went from someone who was so comfortable with being underestimated and seen as a silly little girl, because I had that self-assurance that I knew I was not a silly little girl. I knew that I was hardworking, intelligent. I backed myself so much, and I knew that my personality and how I present myself should not be the core things that people judge my potential on. And actually, if people do use those things to judge what I'm capable of, I shouldn't care about their opinions, you know? But that really did change, and I started to care so much about what people thought of me. And it's not just how I present myself on social media. There's a lot of anxiety around feeling doubted, the imposter syndrome, never feeling good enough in my core, always chasing that external validation. And that is something I do not want to bring into 2026. If there is one thing we are leaving behind, it is making ourselves smaller in search of external validation that is never going to come. Being underestimated is my superpower. People who think that I am stupid, that I'm not worthy of where I should be, any of those things do not deserve my thought. And I'm saying this out loud because I need you guys to hold me accountable. If you feel for any moment that I am slipping back into this hole of like trying to be someone I'm not, if I'm being completely honest, I'm going to need you to give me some tough love and say, Faye, this is not what you're about. The whole reason you started sharing your life online was because you didn't feel like you fitted in at medical school and you wanted to make other women feel less alone. How is making yourself fit this mold going to make anyone else feel less alone? Because I know that this isn't something that I just go through myself. Everyone can relate to walking into work and feeling that imposter syndrome, or feeling like you've got to put on this professional mask that is not like this true version of yourself. If you are thinking that is just the way of the world, that is the only way to get people to respect you, I completely disagree. Some of the most incredible, intelligent doctors that I have worked for, or just incredible, successful people that I've worked for in general, have been people who do not fit the mold, have been people who exist so authentically as themselves because they know that what they have to offer is so much bigger than any fake professionalism mask, that they don't need these extra added pretend stuff. Like, I want the girls to walk into work and feel like professionalism means being good at your job, being respectful towards other people, not I need to dull down my personality, I need to make myself smaller, I need to be a people pleaser who fits into the box of what everyone else expects of me. I am just going to try and crack on with a little bit of work whilst Dylan is out. And I'll maybe see if my exam results are out yet.
I know you don't want to hear this, but when you're so busy working towards your goals, it can be easy to ignore the emotional baggage that holds you back. Reset 7 is simple but uncomfortable. Reflect. If that was hard to hear, wait until you hear Reset 8. It literally explains why you feel exhausted, even after scrolling on your phone or watching Netflix.
I feel like since living with a boy, I have just become really, really, really bad at knowing what to do with myself when Dylan's not here. Because I think when the boy is in the house, I have like a constant stream of entertainment. And then it's actually really sad. Like, I used to love my alone time and I've just got so used to not having any alone time. So I am going to have like, I'm going to give myself like a nice little pamper evening. My lips are so crusty and dry. So I think I'm going to put like a really heavy, thick lip mask on. I'm going to use my Medicube booster, do a couple of the settings on there, maybe put a couple of like skin treatments on. Just really take a little bit of time for me. And the creme de la creme, I also have a Molly May vlog to watch.
You will not believe the title of the research paper that inspired Reset number 8. Guilty Couch Potato, published in 2014, found that when people see TV or gaming as procrastination, they feel more guilt and then feel less refreshed after resting. And a 2023 paper also looked at the guilt that comes from mindless scrolling. So Reset 8 isn't rest more, it's rest without guilt. Be the guilt-free couch potato, because guilt cancels recovery. Reset 9 is the most important, but if you're a subscriber, you are allowed to skip because you've definitely heard me say it before.
Good morning, guys. I literally fell asleep last night in front of the TV, and when Dylan got back, he had to carry me to bed. But today, there is a lot that needs to be done because today we need to drive back to North Wales. I can actually settle in for a good drive, good podcast, good music. I can get comfy. What fills me with dread and anxiety is packing, because the entire time I'm trying to pack, all I can think about is how annoyed I'll be at myself in 1 week's time when inevitably I have not packed correctly and I'm thinking about something really important that I have left in London. But first, it is imperative we are fueled. So let's make some breakfast and then worry about the humongous to-do list I've got to do. Also, I still haven't got Dylan any Christmas presents. I also got one of these from a Holland & Barrett Christmas gifting event, so I might just have a little bit of that. I started to come down with a little bit of a cough yesterday, so some turmeric is a good thing. Turmeric is very much a wellness thing that is backed by science, but it's best if it's got black pepper in. And this, I was just checking to see whether this actually did have black pepper in, and it does have black pepper in, so cheers. Oh, lovely. Come on, Faye, let's go. This is not the day I want to be feeling unproductive. I need maximum productivity. Okay, my skincare is done, I'm showered, I'm feeling a little bit less discombobulated. So I'm going to do a brain dump. Try and make the most of the day before I travel back. Okay.
If your brain feels like 47 tabs are open, I need you to do a brain dump. The fancy term is cognitive offloading, getting the thoughts out of your head and onto paper so your brain stops running them on loop. It's my favourite thing in the world because it's the closest I get to pressing a mental reset button. And then there's only one reset left, which I'll get to after getting my thumbnail pictures taken, and it's the most surprising reset of them all because influencers love to lie about it.
Bada boom, bada bing. I just have a couple of thumbnail pictures to take before I go home to North Wales, and I have about an hour to do that before I really need to pack.
Taking my thumbnails was a pretty good distraction from the anxiety of waiting for my first essay results. Little did I know that those results would change everything.
Still no essay results, guys. I've taken all my thumbnail pictures that I need to take, but I kind of didn't want to drive home to Wales until I had opened my essay results, because I do feel a little bit anxious about it, and I feel like I'm getting more and more anxious as the days go on. Also, maybe I am procrastinating packing because there is nothing I hate more than packing. And the only thing that's going to get me through, I think, is I'm going to put on the new Simon Cowell Netflix. I fell asleep to it last night. It's just the perfect noise in the background series. Let's go. Good morning, guys. I'm home. If you're about to say I've been wearing the same jumper for the last 5 days, or that my lips are ridiculously crusty, then mind your own business. I'm just praying that I've bought my CeraVe ointment with me for my lips, because that is the only thing that sorts my lips out when they're this bad. I'm acting like North Wales doesn't have a Boots somewhere. They will have a CeraVe ointment that I can just buy. Let me show you The Christmas tree. We didn't get a Christmas tree this year because we knew that we were coming to North Wales for quite a while, so we wouldn't even have the Christmas tree up that long. But it has been worth the wait.
I was feeling weirdly fine until I remembered the one thing I'd been avoiding all week.
Guys, this is not a drill. I think I just got my first master's results back and I've had to come straight out to my car because I think the 18-year-old in me is a little bit triggered that I don't want my mum and dad to see me get a bad result. I quit being a doctor to spend 18 grand learning about the female body and I'm paying for it all in my own money, and a little bit controversial because of that. It's a little bit of a waste of time unless I get a distinction, and I don't necessarily think that's the healthiest mindset to have, but personally that's just how I see it. Like, I just want to make sure that I'm giving this my all and doing it justice. I do need to be getting like 70s or 80s in all of my essays, so I'm a little bit nervous. Right, gonna start screen recording now. Whew. Okay, 65.
That's good though.
This is kind of funny. Your reference list is completely chaotic. I don't think I went through them once.
What do you expect?
If anyone can suggest any resources I can use to make my references less chaotic, please let me know. I thought that was what Mendeley was for.
It's a bit annoying they didn't say what was the issue. They just said they're chaotic.
I love that even on an anonymous essay, the chaos shines through. Okay, right, 65. I have 2 terms to get straight 70s. You heard it here first. I am a little bit disappointed. The curse of being a girly who puts a lot of pressure on herself, eh? It's gonna happen.
Before I show you Reset 10, thank you for the referencing tips you left on Instagram. I have another essay due soon and I'm very grateful I have your advice this time. If you've guessed what Reset 10 is because you've seen where I am, then you obviously know me very well. After feeling disappointed about my results, I had the perfect nervous system reset. Secret Santa with my best friends. And you may be shocked to discover it's backed by science. A massive review across 43 studies on friendship is linked to higher self-esteem, better life satisfaction, and lower depression. So I'm sorry, but I'm done with the influencer advice that tells you to cut everyone off to lock in. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is laugh with your best friends and remember you are human. And then we just had one more important activity.
Guys, this is easily, I would say, the highlight of my Christmas calendar. But then we're trying on our bridesmaids dresses.
That's the bath
Okay.
that you just showed there.
We're gonna put them on and then we're gonna go down and show Sophie.
So everyone's trying on dresses right now. Bridesmaid dresses.
Okay, let's go.
It's see-through. I know.
Cheers to that.
Should we go da 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 da?
Blind eye. In the fridge, left hand side in the like pocket thing.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Da 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 da.
Stop! Wait, stay there. Wait, should I be? Shut up! Should I be recording me or you?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
You're going to hate me for all the blurring out in this vlog, but I don't want to spoil anything Sophie's got planned for her big day. But I'm sure when the day arrives next September, there will be plenty of pictures.
Oh my god, guys!
Colours gorge.
Yeah.
Now you know my top 10 resets to get you ready for the new year, but maybe you want to hear the 5 life-changing pieces of advice from experts who are on the podcast on screen now, or the video just below that YouTube has recommended specifically for you based on what you're interested in. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.